And look in the United States chart. What do you see? We have Chiron at 20 degrees in a cardinal sign. And I'll just call it the sign of Aries, but it is cardinal. And why does that matter? Because Cancer is a cardinal sign, and so is Capricorn, a cardinal sign, right? So they're in that exact opposition for that reason. But when you have another cardinal sign join the party, it's creating a T-square. Yeah. This Chiron, which is a wound, my freedoms of my body, that's in the United States 4th house. Their emotions, they're very fired up. It's a country that's all about going to war, all about fighting for its freedoms, absolutely, like it's here in the chart. But this Chiron at 20 degrees, it could be a factor. It could be a factor because this is 4 degrees away. It's a 4-degree orb, roughly, from over there and from over here. You see that? So we call this a T-square. It's like a right triangle. We call that a T-square. So it's uncomfortable. It can be difficult. It creates stress and frustration and tension, right? It sure does. So in your own chart, you are also going to want to see, do you have anything at the sign of Aries and the sign of Libra? So over here, 20 degrees, look at this. Look what the United States has. And look at the United States. They have their Saturn at 1448, which is 15 degrees. So what we're seeing is this Saturn will tightly square this full moon, this first full moon with that. Yep, this is 16. This is 1604. This is 1448, right? So that's a tight enough square to be a factor. Absolutely. And it's, if I can get my line drawn straight, we'll be in business here. Yeah. So just, there we go. So you see with United States Chiron now, let's move this over and make it straight. Let's see if it will do it for me. Sometimes it just does it. And I'm like, oh, you're so awesome. It's like magic. Anyway, let me see if I can go like this. Come on, will you just do it for me, please? Anyway, you see how there's a square? See the great square you see there? Because there's a T-square on one side, the right triangle on one side, and the left triangle on the other. So it's a great square, or you could say a great cross, right? Because it would go like this. So you might have, some of you might look at your chart and you might see that in your chart, right? That great cross thing. So it's a stress and a frustration, and it's a little awkward actually, because there's so much energy, so much cardinal energy of taking action at each cardinal point. Aries, the cardinal point right here, right? Chiron, 20 degrees. Capricorn, a cardinal point. Businesses and government doing some action. Relationships, this can be lawyers. This can be the scales of justice, right? Significant relationships. This could be love. This is business partnerships. And then home and family and the public, right? That's part of this too. I've got so many things on here. Hold on. Yeah. So a great cross in the United States chart. And so for you at home, you're checking your chart. And this is just for you to prepare. It doesn't mean the sky is falling. It doesn't mean the walls are going to be falling down. It just means there's definitely going to be some stress and tension, major frustration likely. And we're going to have cool heads. Remember, cool heads prevail. Calm emotions, calm words. For some of you, this ending may be a blessing. It may be just the thing you needed, even though many times we have endings and we're like, holy crap, we get blindsided, right? And so we don't feel like it's a good thing at the time. And then some time goes by and we realize, looking back on it now, I'm glad that happened, right? And so that could easily be the case for many of you, all right? If you have a chart and you're not sure and you want a little bit of clarity, or you need me to take a quick look at your chart, I do quick peeks all the time for folks. I have no problem with helping you out and taking a look at that. Just a peek to see how this looks in the United States chart. Because the Saturn is in the 10th house, let's look at that. We got the 10th house Saturn. That's important, right? We have the second house. Okay, that's important. And I'm going to tell you what those are real quick. And then we have the 8th house, even though I kind of went over some of them already. And then we have the 4th house. So with this great cross, the second house is what I value and who I value. Okay, we talked about this already. what I value and who I value. This is the fourth house, so that's my family, my home, and emotions. Yeah. This is in the eighth house, so it's the past. It's wounds from the past, connected to the public, connected to the feminine energy, connected to family. Yes, family and emotions. And then this is the 10th house over here, the 10th house where their Saturn is at. Goals and ambitions. They have Saturn there. So it's these are the way the rules are. And it's Saturn, which is rules, and it's rules with business and relationships, significant one on one relationships, business partnerships, rules. And then, yeah, remember, Saturn rules the sign of Capricorn. So for this sun right here, to see how it's going to express, I would automatically say, well, it's in Capricorn, and so you want to go find Saturn because Saturn rules Capricorn. And where's Capricorn in this person, or where's Saturn in this chart? United States, it's in Libra, so it's in significant one-on-one relationships. So this can be a big closure and an ending. For some of us, we saw the writing on the wall. For some people, there might be surprises involved. Which, speaking of surprises, this Uranus, Mars stands still here at 8 degrees in the USA's chart. So at the time of the full moon, when I did the other reading, let me look at it real quick. I do have it here. Mars is sitting there. At the time of this full moon, which is on January 6th, this full moon for the United States, Mars is right here on the United States Uranus. So there is still something we don't know. There's still something that we will find shocking and surprising that we're likely going to be hearing about. Okay. So, yeah, think of Uranus as group energy. This could be the airlines as well. Absolutely. That's airlines, that's airplanes, and transportation because it's Gemini energy, but it's the news and social media. Let's not forget about that. So we have a lot. We have a full plate. I think we have two plates and they're both very full. So for me to sit here and say, well, this is what this means, that's not possible. All I can do is present the different energies to you and for us to just pay attention to what we're hearing about. And for you at home to pay attention to your own chart, right? To pay attention to your own chart and to see if you have anything that may line up with some of these energies. Okay. So I hope this wasn't too confusing. I know it can be daunting at times, and I apologize if that happened. But I just want to thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the thumbs up or the thumbs down. They both work either way. But your comments and your time is much appreciated. Thank you, and happy 2023. Below the video, I'll have all the degrees for those of you who like to pay attention to the degrees in your chart. Again, if you don't know and you want to know, just comment below.